Greetings YouTube. Today we're looking at a dragon. And this is a really fabulous looking dragon. Now he comes attached to this base, or not, well, stuck onto this base. It's a peg base. The tail is removable. And we're going to take him off the base so we can get a better look at him. The base is not all interesting. Looks like a rocky mountain lunar kind of stays in the landscape. I mean, without the base, he pretty much can't stand. He doesn't have much articulation. He like nothing on this thing really moves except for this one arm. So technically, you could claim it's a articulated figure, but mostly it's a static figure. The head has some very limited motion. You know, just that's it. That's it. So again, technically articulated, and the seam for here, and I'm not removing the tail because getting the tail on and off is a bear, and I had to modify the peg that goes in there, and I scraped it with a putty knife, and I mean with a utility knife, and then sanded it a little bit just to be able to get it to go in and be usable at all. Because believe it or not, these spikes are all really sharp. They're really quite sharp. But this is an incredibly well sculpted figure. Look at this guy. He looks like a real dragon. Look at the scale ridges. Look at the abdominal plates. It's like you could see the muscle groups in here. I like the fact that he's got like a 3-clawed look, as opposed to more of the, classic 4- and 5-clawed varieties that we're kind of used to from both Europe and China. So to my mind, this thing really looks like it's an animal that evolved. The coloration is wonderful. The different colorings look, to my mind, as natural. Like the spikes are colored as a warning. Like, hey folks, don't get near this. Look at the tail. That's just fabulous. It even has it's a wider cross section, and you almost get the feeling as though it would function as some kind of an aerofoil when it was in airfoil when it's in the air. Just awesome looking. Look at that. Look at those back legs. They look like muscle and tissue, and they would move. I have no idea where this figure came from. I don't. I picked it up at a thrift shop in the 3 pieces, the base, the body, and the tail being separate, just in a plastic bag, no packaging, no nothing. Made in China, but really well sculpted, incredibly well painted. This would be you imagine throwing this onto a table, if your player characters didn't know, and you just plop this down on the table as this is what you see during a D&D game. I mean, you would terrify. A 25mm figure is going to come to here. You are going to terrify your players, not to mention impress the crap out of them. Because they're going to be like, where'd you get this figure? This is better than almost any style of official D&D dragon I have ever seen. I'm not keeping this figure. He's very big. He's very bulky. I don't want to have a place to store him. I'm going to give this figure to my nephews. Now that I've got this review done, now we're going to package some stuff up. We're going to do a shipment, send a shipment off to the boys. But this is just an unbelievably cool figure. Just unbelievably cool. And I'm really quite happy that it's in my that it's fallen into my hands for this, not into my collection, but it's fallen into my hands for this review. If anybody knows where this figure came from, I want to know. And you should definitely buy one if you are a fan of dragons or of these kind of stationary or semi-stationary figures. There's just nothing wrong with this. This is knocking it completely out of the park. This is beautiful. It really, really is. So yeah, incredibly impressed with this dragon figure. I think that it would be the centerpiece of any gamer's collection. It really would. I just don't have a place to display it. So he's going to get donated to my nephews and they can play with them. You know, maybe sometimes toys shouldn't just sit on shelves and be looked at. Maybe sometimes toys should be played with by kids. And this dragon's going to get that opportunity. Maybe someday he'll go on to somebody else. But yeah, really, really cool. I'm very impressed with this. And if anybody has any information about it, I would love to hear it. Thank you.